Hi guys, and welcome back to Dream Queen. Perla here. Today we're going to be doing DF to Self. If you have any questions as to what it is that I do, all informations are down below in the description. So I use a method that I call PERLA'S gift. It is a generational gift. I do use either oracle cards or tarot cards. I do not read them like other people do. I have no idea what the meanings are. I just kind of go sometimes to clarify a few of the things. The oracle cards are usually used for advice as to what you should be focusing on this week or with the weeks coming up. I also did want to say I do not post every day. I do not have a schedule as to what gets done on what day. It is really basically when I feel that the messages have to come through. So this morning I took a few minutes and kind of just listened to myself and came up with a schedule for this week. Now it is for this week, not for the upcoming weeks. So this is not a weekly schedule. It's just what I feel like I'm going to be doing this week, if everything goes according to plan. Anyways, enough of that. God, I am like, whoo. Was interesting week, this past week. There's a lot of purging from the feminine energy. A lot of releasing, a lot of accepting, and a lot of moving forward, which I love. So the song that came up, which is kind of funny, last night in the evening, we were trying to figure out what we were going to watch, and my oldest wanted to watch Mulan, which I thought was kind of weird, because I'm like, oh, we haven't seen that movie in a while, oh yeah, and everything, but I'm like, for him, like, he's 14. Long story short, we actually didn't watch Mulan, which I thought was kind of funny, because when the song popped up this morning, as I was listening to my regular songs, was Reflection by Christina Aguilera, and that is one of the songs from the movie Mulan. The verse that spoke to me the most was, "Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? When will my reflection show who I am inside?" And I mean, I don't know who has watched the movie, who has heard the song, or whatever. I like to read the verses, the lyrics. So she talks about how she can, yeah, this is gonna be a little pain with the gloves on. Medical condition. So I wear gloves once it hits a certain degree. The cold really affects me badly. She talks about how she can wear a mask and she can fool the world and stuff like that, but what she really wants to do is come out to the world and let the world know, like, who she is, who she truly is, what her heart feels, what she believes in, and things like that. So I actually thought it was actually pretty interesting that the movie the kids wanted to, well, my oldest wanted to see yesterday, had something to do with the song that popped up today. So let's get right into it. All right, DFs, what are we going through right now? A lot of you feel and I think that had a lot to do with one of the pains that I was experiencing. So I had a lot of shoulder pain, which made it very uncomfortable for me to kind of like even do anything the past few days. But the heaviness of all your responsibilities, the heaviness of all the things that you feel that you have to do, and I say have to because and I think a lot of the things that you feel that you have to do in order to keep up this status of being this superwoman needs to stop. A lot of the things that are taking up your time are more distractions than anything else, keeping you away from what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So as women, we tend to, first of all, always put other people first. That needs to stop. You need to put yourself first. So whatever it is that you need to do to, how can I put it? Treat yourself to something. Whether it is like reading a book, if you're into getting your nails done, your hair done, whatever it is. You know, taking those 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes in the morning to work out. Taking those 15, 20 minutes to have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea just by yourself. Like, not as you're driving to work, not as you're picking up the kids or dropping off the kids or running errands and stuff like that, but actually taking some time to value who you are as a person and to nurture yourself with the little things that you may think are not important but really aren't. So we need to show ourselves self-love. We need to show ourselves appreciation, and we need to start putting ourselves first. I know from experience, especially as a mom, that that is something that is very hard to do. But it is something that I urge every woman out there, whether you have kids or not, to take the time to take care of yourself. Whatever that is to you. Like I said, it is different to everybody. Another thing that I also wanted to touch base on was, because it keeps coming up a lot when I'm doing readings, and it really drives me a little cuckoo. Yeah, there it is. We are, and I say we because I'm a DF, and I do also, I have certain people that I do follow, and I watch their readings and things like that. First off, there is no such thing as being your true self. As this is what, let me rephrase that. There's no, how can I put it? So there's no, okay, there we go. It takes me a minute sometimes. There is not a list of what being your true self means. What do I mean by that? There are females that like and they enjoy putting makeup on. They enjoy doing their hair. They enjoy painting their nails. They enjoy getting pedicures and manicures. There are females that enjoy being natural, do not like makeup, do not like, you know, getting their hair done every week, do not like getting their nails done, do not like being touched, you know, when they're getting pedicures and things like that. And then there are females that flip-flop back and forth. There are females that people call girly girls and females that people call tomboys. Now, with that being said, you yourself know what being truth to yourself means. So if I sit here and I don't wear makeup, that is my truth. That is not your truth. I can, personally, I could see somebody full of makeup, all dolled up and everything, and I'm not looking at what she looks like in the physical. I am sensing, feeling her soul. So if she's in front of me and she's doing tarot card readings and stuff like that, what she looks like on the outside doesn't mean crap to me. It's her soul that I want to connect to. And that's one thing that we have to understand. So when people say, oh, you know, you wear makeup, or you've had plastic surgery, or you've had this, or you've had that, you're not being your truth. Bull. Because my truth is different from yours. And yours is different from mine, from everyone else's. So we have to understand that and we have to accept that. So why do I bring that up? Because a lot of people want to bring their truth and force other people to follow their truth. And that is not the purpose of this. Personally, me. And I say I like that because it's like, I want people to kind of get the concept of it. If you put me in a room with 10 other girls and you ask me, well, what would you prefer to do in the morning? Wake up, work out for 30 minutes, or wake up and do your makeup for 30 minutes. I have never had an incline for makeup like that. I grew up around that. That's the thing. We're Dominican, so every weekend you wake up and you basically doll yourself up to clean the house. My mother was a hairdresser, so everyone that came, everyone she worked with, always had makeup, always had, like, you know, they were always put together. I never had an incline to do that. If you give me the chance to wake up at 5 in the morning to work out or wear makeup and do my hair, I'm gonna work out, because that speaks to my soul. It is something that I like to do. It's something that I enjoy, and it's something that I have always enjoyed since I was a teenager. So that is me. So we have to stop trying to mold everybody into believing that if you color your hair, you're not being truthful. If you wear a little bit of mascara, you're not being truthful. If you do this, you're not being truthful. If you do that. Okay, so how is it me telling you, okay, if you choose to go ahead and spend an hour doing makeup instead of going ahead and working out for an hour, you're not being truthful to yourself? If you don't like working out, it's like, come on, we need to just stop with it and allow everybody to be themselves. Allow everybody to find their bliss and their comfort zone. They're nurturing themselves and things like that in their own way. Some people like the balance, some people don't like, some people like one more than the other. It doesn't really matter. Just let people be themselves. I don't know why I had to say that. I just, you know, I remember there was a video that I had talked about where I had been vegetarian for a couple of years, and then I went vegan for I think it was like 6 months to a year or something like that. But it was never intentionally. It was something that my body was asking me to do. And I gradually went into being vegetarian. By the time I said I was vegetarian, I had already been eating like a vegetarian for at least like 6 months. Excuse me. So that is one thing that we have to understand. If we take the time and we listen to our bodies and we listen to ourselves, it would let us know exactly what we have to do. I had one day where I was at home by myself, and I woke up, I worked out. I think it was like on a Saturday or something. And when I was done, I got all dressed up and stuff, and my sister stopped by and she was like, well, where are you going? And I'm like, nowhere. And she's like, well, you're all dressed up. And I'm like, I felt like it. Like, you know, so we have to understand that whatever it is that we need that day to either help us get through something or to help us see things in a different way, our higher self, our subconscious is going to let us know exactly what that is. So do not ever feel that, let's say, if you had plastic surgery, if you're the type of person that you spend an hour putting makeup on, you spend an hour doing your hair, that is fine. That is something that is nurturing your soul. It is nurturing you. So do not ever feel ashamed. Do not ever feel bad for being who you are. Do you understand? Okay. See, now I went away because it was there. It's just like all the over information that we're getting is getting a lot of the females confused as to what it is that they're supposed to be doing. There is no specific checklist to be your true self. The only way that you can be your true self is by listening to yourself. Okay, let's see. And a lot of these DF to self videos, a lot of times have nothing to do with your DM. These are things that you, that your higher self, your subconscious wants you to pay attention to and wants you to work through, because it is needed for you, for your growth, for your self-love, for your nurturing, and for things like that. There is a group of you. I did connect with one of you, I want to say over the weekend, that is trying to separate yourself from your DM, and you need to stop, because that hurts a lot. Like hell. It literally felt like somebody was crushing my ribs in and trying to pull my heart out through my back. And after I did a private reading, and I spoke to somebody, and I had told her, I was like, like, you need to stop that. And it went away for like about a day or two, but then it came back. And I'm like, okay, so then it is a message that I have to send to all the DFs out there. Stop asking people for verification as to if he is your DM or not. Why do I say that? Again, we go back to the energy things. When I say, now I'm not saying that the person is wrong that is doing the reading and what they see or what they sense or what they feel, whatever it is, but the fact that the negative energies are attaching themselves to certain channels and certain things, and at times people are saying things because that is genuinely what they're seeing or what they're getting, and it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that the energy, the negative energy or negative entity, whatever you want to call them, that are out there to stop the twin flames to come into union are very, very strong and can manipulate anything and everything if people are not aware of it. So personally, before I do any readings, I take my time. I have my little, I want to say ritual that I do before I start, because I want my energy to be clear. I want that the messages that are coming in are the messages that have to come through. Now, could that mean that I could be wrong? Yeah, 100%. I'm human, just like you are. But I'm going to try to prevent, as much as I can, not allowing those negative energies to interfere with the readings that I'm doing. So if you want to go ahead and you want to get a reading, go right ahead. But do not ask someone that is not inside of you or inside of your DM to confirm something for you, because you yourself are aware of who, if you have met your DM, you are aware of who he is. Because when you start to align, when you start to work on yourself, you see the progress, you see the changes in his life. Now, it may be a point where you may not understand the entire, like, you may not understand entirely the mirroring of a DM to a DF, and maybe you're confused in that little area or whatever it is. But I urge everybody that is questioning if a specific person is their DM or not, go within yourself. God, or if you want to call him source, divine, whatever you choose, universe, will show you exactly what it is that you need to see. Because I work with the energies differently, and I really do get affected, especially if I am connecting at a deeper level with people. So that pain that was there, and then, you know, I did the reading and it kind of went away, and then it came back like 10 times stronger, and I'm like, oh shoot, like, stop. Because first of all, I want to be able to breathe, I want to be able to walk and do all my things, and it is not just as of one person. This is a collective things that a lot of DFs want to either tell themselves over and over and over and over that their DM is not their DM, or are trying to cut the cord. And when you're doing that, you may feel okay or relief for like a couple of days or whatever it is, but then you go into the spiral where you can't even think straight. And the pain that you're causing to your soul is something you're going to have to now heal. Because I literally, like, I remember at one point I was on the couch and I'm like curled up, like in the fetus position, like, why are you trying to take my heart out? Because that's what it felt like. Like somebody was literally in my freaking back, like trying to pull my heart out of my freaking body, my physical body. My kids are looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And like, I'm tearing up, and I'm like, no, mommy's just in pain. And it's just kind of looking at me like I'm freaking crazy. And I'm like, you know, like, you need to stop. And, you know, I try meditating and I try, you know, shifting that energy and stuff like that. But it's very, 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 very strong. And I think that's the reason why I persisted, because I needed to come ahead and speak to everybody in regards to it. Because, you know, we are all here with the best intention. We are all here to try to bring you clarity, to try and bring you some sense of guidance. But at the end of the day, We are not here to tell you what to do on a step-to-step basis. We are not here to tell you, you know, this is your DM, or no, that one is your DM, or this and this. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, this whole journey, this whole process is about you healing, about you understanding who you are, about you coming into the knowing of who you are as a person. What is your soul saying to you? Are you living from your soul? Are you living your purpose? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing in this world? That is the main thing that we're supposed to be focusing on. Not on another individual, not on another person. I know, that was a lot to take in, right? And to be honest with you, some of you that are in this energy of, with the back and forth, whether he's your DM or not, it's like things are being revealed, things are being shown to you, but you're choosing not to see them because they're not coming out in the way that you expect them to come out. So because they're not coming out in the way you planned in your head, you are choosing to ignore it, or you're choosing to go down another path. The time to live in the shadows, the time to continue on wearing a false mask. That time is up. Now, and I said we because I'm a Dia, have two choices. We will be stepping into who we are, regardless of what anybody says or think. Or we will continue on trying to please everybody else, on trying to keep people that we know that we have to let go of in our life. And we are, in essence, going to start repeating lessons that we had already learned, but that we are not willing to let go of. Some of us are not willing to let go of certain people, regardless of whether because they're family or they're close friends or blah, 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 blah. I really do not care. The fact of the matter is that if you do not let go of those people, you're going to be repeating the same patterns. You're going to be repeating the same cycles. And you're going to find yourself in situations that you have been in the past, and you're going to be like, but I already learned the lessons. Yes, you learned the lesson, but you refuse to let it go. You refuse to let that person go because for whatever the reason is, you thought that, let's say if it's a sister, if it's a mother, that if you put the distance between your mother or your sister or your father and yourself, or you put boundaries that that was going to somehow break the family apart, whatever it is. Again, we are here to come into our true self, who we are, and we cannot do that if the people that we are surrounding ourselves with do not accept us. So putting distance, putting boundaries does not always mean that you stop talking to them. It does not always mean that you cut complete communication, because that is not the case for everyone. It just means you set the boundaries. You let people know what you accept and what you don't accept. And that's it. That's simple. Some of you have had revelations, whether in dreams or while you're meditating, and it's still unclear to you what it is that is trying to push through, or what is trying to be shown to you. Oh, excuse me. It's not being shown to me exactly what it is, but I am aware that it's there. If something comes up, I will let you know. The only thing that I can say is that that revelation, that or that dream, what is trying to come through, has a lot to do with your oh my God, how do I put it? With your DM. And okay. So what is trying to come through is kind of like a revelation, or like, yeah, like a revelation, like through a dream or meditation or whatever, to you, of what it is that is being revealed to your DM at the moment. So the dream may not really make sense, because it's kind of like, in essence, like you're kind of like watching his dreams, like quote unquote, like type of thing is what I'm seeing. So you might like have a dream and be like, what the heck was that about? Because it doesn't really resonate with you. But it's kind of like God is like trying to show you like where they are at the moment. Things that you've needed to heal, or that you just need to let go of, have been coming up and will continue to come up within the next few days, just so that you can completely release that. Because for some of you, there was a lot of things hidden, a lot of hidden wounds within yourself that you were not ready at the moment to let go of completely. So it's like you started the process of healing, and now it's like, where are these things resurfacing little by little? And it's just, it's now, because you have to remember, every ending brings about a new beginning. So in order to begin fully, in order to begin completely, everything has to be put to an end. So these are the angels, what is it, angels and ancestors oracle card. So I'm going to pull a card to see as to what you should be focusing on. And I know I get a little passionate and a little loud. What is this? I just want to see what flew out. Be grateful in moments and action. Actually pretty cool. See it? I feel like that's for like one specific one of you, that it's like on the move and taking actions, and just forgetting to enjoy every part of the process. And this one keeps on coming up a lot for you, girl, for us, for like the DFs. The animal guardian, trust your instincts. And I feel that a lot of you are just not, especially that group that is trying to cut the cord with their DM, you're not really listening to your instincts. But if you can't listen to your instincts, how are you going to, how can you trust someone else's? And for the rest of the DFs, hold your space, the Druid. So we need to first of all claim who you are and stand in that truth. Stand in who you are, regardless of what is going around you, or you know, what other people are saying, what other people are doing. Know who you are and just stay true to that, my love. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. I'm actually doing where is it, DM to DF next.